Here's a clip from a conversation we had with Steve Pinkston out of Ohio. He is a longtime diehard archery hunter, and he shares some interesting advice about the wind. Hope you guys enjoy this and keep it in mind this upcoming season. Let's get right into it. Here we go. What's your opinion on wind then? Because you brought that up. You said you might have a varying opinion on winds.
Well, a lot of guys just live and die by the wind. I don't get me wrong. I use the wind. I pay close attention to the wind. But when it's go time for me, I'm going to hunt. I'm not going to leave everything to the wind. And I've proven that to myself, hundreds of times over the years that you don't always know the specific place and location of your target deer. So if I don't know specifically, why am I not hunting? I got a big 8-point behind me here that I was all worried about the wind, and I wasn't getting pictures of him. And a deer that I've known for 3 seasons, got 3 sets of sheds from him, and I'm letting the cameras dictate to me what to do, and I'm that spot's bad for the wind. I even filmed myself doing it. I said, I'm done with this crap. I'm going to go hunting, and I killed him that night. I absolutely killed the deer that night. He was doing something I couldn't see. He wasn't close to my cameras. That particular deer avoided cameras like the plague. And the wind, he walked to me absolutely with the wind at his butt. And the guys will tell you that never happens. That's crap. They do. Depending on how comfortable they are in the area, the wind is not always a factor. What's a bigger factor to a big deer in an area where there's a lot of deer is how other deer are behaving. In my opinion, they pay a lot of attention to what the other deer how the other deer are behaving, and they react off of that.
So with that being the case, a lot of times, and you can share the story specifically, but if those bucks are paying attention to how the other deer are acting, I assume it's a higher risk with hopefully not getting picked off by a doe, or if you are hunting with a less than ideal wind, that you're going to get winded by a doe, and then the hunt's over. So can you just explain the risk versus reward on that, or what the thought process is?
Yeah, I really didn't complete the rest of that story on that particular buck. I watched, a number of deer go across a section and go into the beans to feed. I didn't know he was there. I didn't get a chance to see him in there, but I knew that at go time, if he's going to be in there, I knew where I needed to be, because I might get winded 3 or 4 times throughout the course of the afternoon. Let's say if it's October, for example, where you've got enough daylight, 6 o'clock at night or whatever. If I get in the tree at 3:30, 4 o'clock to get myself prepared and get ready, I might get winded a dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
But the deer that I'm trying to kill doesn't wind me, and that's what's important. The one I'm trying to kill, and the does, I don't know. I get winded a lot, and but the target deer that I'm trying to put an arrow in is the buck I'm worried about, and I need to be in a specific spot based upon previous experience. That particular buck, I knew he used that area, but I didn't have pictures of him, and I didn't have a visual of him. I was just getting in there to find out what the hell was going on, and sure enough, I look right down the pipeline, and he's walking right toward me. I'm like, that's just, I would never have been here if I'd have been relying on the camera. And oh, by the way, the wind's wrong.
Uh-huh.
And at that time of night, and a lot of guys argue this point too, depending on where your location is, and on this particular location, I'm on an inside corner, okay, and as the wind drops at sunset, I'm golden. That wind is just sitting right up there with me. My sense dissipated from me going in and going out. They're not bothered by my bike. And this buck literally walked right across in front of me and shot the deer at 8 yards. Same tree I shot the deer the year before, actually. Same exact tree.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you've got spots that you've hunted over the past that the wind is predictable on certain
Conditions.
certain conditions. Yeah, especially sunset. I love sunset. People say the wind drops at sunset. I've not experienced that here in my areas, unless I've got a good dominant wind. Then whatever's downwind of me is going to get me. But if you've got a good sunset here at home where you don't have a whole lot of wind, you've got that rise right there for that golden half hour. And I've got it done there a lot of times.